This is a 2022 Chevy Colorado. It's Chevy's competitor to the Ford Ranger, and I have it in its lowest trim level, the work truck trim level, with me today. And today I'm going to bring you a review of Chevy's mid-sized pickup truck. So let's hop right into the review. All right, now a quick run around of the exterior before I go into some options. The exterior of this is finished in satin steel metallic paint, which is a pretty good looking gray paint color. You get these halogen headlamps up here. Now the entire Colorado has about 8.3 inches of ground clearance. You have these 18-inch rims right here, which are optional. Back here you have a 5-foot bed with 41.3 cubic feet of cargo space. If you look at the side, it doesn't look that much different from a Ford Ranger, and that makes sense because they are both mid-sized pickup trucks. Right here, of course, you have the V6 badge that has that 3.6 liter V6. Now this is capable, if it had the trailer hitch, of towing 3,500 pounds. Now, something I do like about the Colorado is the fact that these bed steps right here, so you can really test out that suspension. Yeah. All right, now let's hop in some of the packages this has equipped to it. Okay. Now this one was optioned with the black off-road assist side steps right here. You can get normal side steps that span the entire bottom of the truck, or as standard, this gets no side steps. Now something I just noticed looking down here is the orange peel in the paint right here. I don't know if that's purposeful to protect the paint against like rock chips, but that is not very pretty looking at all. Now this one has the special custom edition package on it, which gives it these painted mirror caps right here and the painted door handles. You also get these 18-inch all-season tires, things you wouldn't get as standard on the work truck version of this car. Now this Colorado has also been optioned with the work truck convenience package, which gives it things like remote keyless entry and a remote locking tailgate. You also get things like cruise control, which you wouldn't get as standard on this truck, and you also get the easy lift and lower tailgate, which I guess just makes it easier to lift and lower. Look at that. All right, now let's hop onto the engine bay. Talk about what's powering this Chevy Colorado. Now you get two engine options. You can get a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4, or you can get a 3.6 liter V6. Now, this V6 makes 308 horsepower and 275 pound-feet of torque. Not weak, makes more horsepower than a Ford Ranger does. This one's made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This is not the 4-wheel drive one. This is the 2-wheel drive Colorado, and this one has 3.42 gears. You can option 4.1, but this one as standard came with 3.42. Now, what I find interesting is that Chevy allows you to spec a performance catback system to the Colorado and a performance intake, which I don't think is necessary for this, but why not? All right, now moving on into the interior of the Colorado. Right here you have your tow and haul switch, you have a bed lamp right there, and you have your traction control button and hazards just in case you break down because you're driving a Chevy. I'd catch some slack for that. Anyways, moving on, as standard, the infotainment screen is really nice. You get Chevy MyLink, which has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And if you ever want to check your backup camera or your trailer camera, you can check right here and right here, which gives you the trailer guides and the backup lines, just in case you want to use those. Though the screen looks like you can push it in very easily. Kind of cheap feeling, but that's okay. Like I said, it says the work truck convenience package, which gives you the cruise control. You wouldn't normally get that. You get a very small center screen, but for the price of this truck, it isn't actually that bad, and it's pretty easy to control with the controls on the stock over here that let you scroll through all of that information. Single zone climate control. Now, as for some of the space and stuff in here, you get a really deep center console and a pretty big glove box, though. Yeah, I mean, you could wake a baby up with that. Yeah, overall, the inside of this truck, and particularly up front, is not a bad place to be. I guess if you wanted to shift your own gears, you also have buttons for that right there as well. But for the most part, it's pretty basic up here, but we can check out the back and see what's going on. Anyways, you can lift these seats up fairly easily, pulling this lever on the side, and you have some more storage space down here, though this kind of gets in the way of everything down there. But yeah, you can do that for both sides, open this up entirely and have more storage space in the back seats. But if you just want to fit people back here, that's a pretty comfortable driving position for me. You don't get tons of knee room actually. It's not that great. Headroom is fine, but the knee room here, I'm kind of digging my knees into the back of the driver's seat. And you only get one connectivity port back here, which is going to be that 12-volt socket right there. But again, you know, it's only like $32,000 for this truck new, and it, you know, offers a decent amount. So you can't really complain about how squished and cramped the back seats are, especially when it's coined a work truck. All right, now driving the Chevy Colorado work truck, I guess the most important thing is basically how this thing feels to drive, and that's about it. And we'll do a quick 0 to 60 test, because I brought the race box for this, because this thing is going to be so incredibly blinding fast. But yeah, overall, I mean, it just drives like a medium-sized pickup truck. It's not too quick. I'm about a half throttle right now. It's not anything to be proud of. It's super basic in here. Your back would probably start to bother you after like an hour of sitting in this seat, because it is pretty stiff. The steering is very, well, not super direct. And the brake makes this, every time I let off the brake, it makes like a rattling sound. This thing only has 8,000 miles on it. So that's a little disconcerting, but you know, for $32,000, you're getting a truck that's decently capable. But just remember, guys, you can go buy a Ford Maverick that tows more than this for cheaper. Oh, and that has more amenities on the interior. Take a look at the Ford Maverick. 4,000 pound towing capacity, while this does 3,500. And this can do 7,000, but the Ranger does 7,500 out of, you know, as a standard no option truck, the Ranger still does more. Take that how you want it, but that's not a good selling point of the Colorado Chevy. Anyways, I've been in the ZR2 version of this, and I actually liked the ZR2. I still think a higher end like Lariat Ranger with the Tremor package and everything on it is a nicer truck, but the ZR2 Colorado I thought was actually pretty good for what it offered. Heated seats, leather seats. It offered plenty of off-roading features. And had more ground clearance than this does. It was pretty capable off-road when I did get to take it off-road. And it was a really, really good looking truck. So luxury off-road capability, and it had the same engine, so nothing there. Nothing surprising with this engine. The 3.6 liter V6 is used by Chevy in a lot of vehicles, and it's nothing special, but it's proven to be a reliable engine for them to put in their vehicles, so why not do it? Overall, I think the truck offers good value for what it is, and I think it could be far worse. But for $32,000, you're not necessarily getting a bombshell. You are getting something that's decently capable of getting around, doing work, and you know, you have plenty of space in the bed. Towing capacity of 3,500 pounds will carry just about whatever you want if you're not heavy towing like vehicles or something like that. And the inside is, you know, decent amenities. It's nice that Chevy gives you this to start. It's such a nice thing that they do that Ford does not do. I don't love the 4-inch screen that Ford gives you. The F-150 at this point, and the Explorer. No, the Explorer doesn't even give that to you. It's like the F-150 is the only vehicle I've noticed that just gives that to you without having to pay for it. But the fact that Chevy gives this to you in the baseline Colorado is a very, very nice thing, and I appreciate that from them. But yeah, let's see how this thing does in a 0 to 60 run. All right, there's no drive modes in here, but to give this thing the best running start, I'm gonna turn off traction control because I know this thing ain't gonna lose any traction. Okay, that's off, which should keep it from limiting power. You know, it did better than I thought it was going to do. I've been in much worse cars that, I mean, my Ford Escape used to do way worse than that. 7 seconds. It does make 308 horsepower. I do have to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's not like terribly underpowered here. But 7 seconds to 60, who can complain about that out of a truck with this kind of engine? So that is the 2022 Chevy Colorado. Now it might as well be a 2021 or 2020 or 2019. Not much has really changed with this truck, but for the price, I actually don't think it's a bad deal. So sure, there is some cheap materials in there, and the Ranger offers a better towing capacity, even though it makes less power. But for $32,000 and what this offers you, I don't think it's a terrible deal. And I also think the outside of the truck is a really sharp looking, especially for its price and all the options you can put on it. Still, I'm baffled that Chevy lets you put a performance catback exhaust on it. That's just unheard of from any other brand in the American auto industry. But anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button below. And if you want to see more from us, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video.